Okay, so we've covered all of the different candlesticks that we're going to be using in our trading strategy. And what we're going to do in this video is just have a look at a few examples of using those candles for confirmation. So we know that we don't formulate trade ideas using candles, but what we do is actually use them as entry triggers, okay? We've spoken about the good and bad places to use each candle and where they're going to be effective and ineffective. And now we're just going to have a look at a couple examples of using them as confirmation for your trades. Now, in the next section, we will be talking deep into processes, so we don't need to go too in depth here, but I do think talk through a little bit of market flow lined with the candlesticks is going to give you just an edge before we go into that process section to understand how it all goes together. So we're looking at GBP AUD right now, 30-minute chart. Going to show a few different time frames. Not going to go too in depth into the deep analysis because we're focusing on the candles, all right? We'll go in depth more so in the processes section. So for right now, GBP AUD, 30-minute chart. Well, what can we see right here? We can see a downtrending motion, okay? And what we've got is a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. So as we can see here, a shift in the trend structure. And then when we come back down, we need to do what to identify a shift in trend? We need to identify a higher low. If we get a lower low, we can just continue this downtrend. But because we've seen this structural shift from lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, if we see now a higher low form, we could actually go for a buying opportunity. So what do we focus on? Demand zones, supply zones. We can see there's a little demand zone down here where we had this consolidation, this red candle before the big bullish shift to the upside. So this is going to be a point of interest to actually identify potential longs from. No mega, opportunity presented yet, not until we get a little bit of confirmation, but that is what we're going to talk about. So what we've seen is higher low form, push up. To me, this isn't ready just yet because we started consolidating, but we saw the push up, consolidation, and now to use as a candle as confirmation, we've got a couple opportunities. So the first off is, let me just remove this for now. We'll talk about that in a bit. The first off would be the more aggressive entry, which would be, of course, seeing a higher low 4-minute demand zone and a bullish engulfing candle. So this could have been your first trigger point for the trade, and that is how you would use this candle as confirmation, all right? So the stop would go beneath the zone. We could target, just for example's sake, that previous high up here. And there you go. Trade setup formulated using a bullish engulfing candle as your confirmation. Now, personally, what I would like to see more so myself is a little bit of a retest of this point here, because if we can then retest it and then shift momentum, that's going to give me more confirmation. So that's a little bit of an aggressive entry, but for some people, that's fine. And it does work nicely. It is a valid way to trade. I just like to be conservative, as you'd have learned. So what I would like to see is, as we've seen here, a retest and then a bullish engulfing or a shift in momentum over these previous candles, okay? So seeing the market react, we don't quite have a bullish engulfing. We do see that we've got more buying pressure down in this area though. We are still respecting that retest level, as you can see. So what I would like to either see is a bullish engulfing once again, or a shift in momentum, which closes us over this area here. So let's have a look. Now this right here is that shift in momentum we spoke about, okay? How candles show momentum. Now we've seen a higher low form. We've then seen consolidation form using the support there, which obviously is respected. So then what we actually want to see is, because obviously the market right now is moving sideways, we want to see a shift in momentum to actually confirm the trade. Now, when we see a shift in momentum, that tells us that the trade is ready to move. At this point, we can buy the market. We could generally put our stops under the previous lows of this retest, because if we do push down, we are likely to then go and form a new lower high and lower low. And then let's say we are targeting, just for example's sake, 1.77420, 1.7750 key level may be better, but we're not focusing on that right now. We're looking at the candles. Trigger the trade on the shift in momentum. We get a little retest of this support. So hopefully now what we should actually see is a bounce from there. And there we go. So as you can see, we can use individual candlesticks to generally look at smaller trend movements, all right? So see here how we form the lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher low, and then a higher high again. It's kind of the same thing here. We have the low in here. We have a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and then a big shift up, okay? So you can actually read these candles on a very small basis, on a very small time frame basis. Now, notice how I said the buy from here would have been a little bit aggressive, because we haven't actually confirmed the retest. So this could generally just be a little corrective move before I push down. But after seeing the push up, then the retest, and then the shift in momentum again to form a new higher high, that is really for me where I would like to go in for a movement. Now, obviously, we could have got maybe a little bit more of a pinpoint entry from buying this retest there. But when we get these shifts in momentum, as we covered, the retest is never guaranteed because the momentum is now picking up. So it's very likely that we could have very well just had this candle here and then this huge one here. Nothing was going to set in stone a retest, but it did happen. And yeah, it could have been a great opportunity to buy. Obviously, aggressive entry, engulfing, conservative entry, seeing the engulfing retest, higher high, retest, bam, there we go. So the shift in momentum in this instance is the one that I would have been focused on. But of course, you could have also used the engulfing candle. All right. So what I'm actually going to do is cut this video short. Just wanted to show an example there. I was going to go into a few more examples, but we are about to move into the processes section, and I'd rather just put everything together, all in one, bit by bit, okay, rather than showing you this confirmations now before we even get into the other market flow aspects of the trading. So in the next section, I think we've got a conclusion video next, and then in the next section, we are going to be talking about the processes, bringing the market flow and the candlesticks together to show you how to actually formulate a trade. So we've got exciting stuff ahead. Hopefully this little example helped you just to understand how we use them as confirmation. So first of all, of course, by finding the trend structure and the overall flow of the market, and then actually using the individual candles to tell a story and provide us with, obviously, the shift in momentum that we need to trigger a trade. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next in the over in the processes section, where we're really going to get into the action and show you how to go about formulating trades.